Lamar Jackson has a bad PCL injury, which he revealed on Twitter today. Derek Carr, the wheels are in motion for a potential trade, but who wants Derek Carr? We're going to talk about some of that news and more, and we're taking your phone calls. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show, and we've got quite a bit to talk about today. But more importantly, we're going to take your phone calls and talk Fantasy Football 2023 because the 2023 Fantasy Football season has begun, and we're going to break it down. We might even do a draft or two on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. Link in the description. Get on top of that so that you're not waiting around and trying to sign up when we're jumping in a draft. So let me drop that link immediately for you, and you can go ahead and jump in right this very second and sign up. And they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit on Underdog if you use promo code Smitty. So jump in using this link right here. I'm going to drop it in about 4 seconds here into the live stream. Also, I've got a little treat for you. At the end of this show, we're going to all jump into a live premiere because I have a premiere set up for you. The top 14, 15 quarterback rankings for 2023. Not Dynasty, it's redraft. Here's that Underdog link, promo code Smitty. Click this link. The link will insert promo code Smitty for you. But if you want to get in on the Underdog drafts in a few minutes, make sure you click it right now. Do you notice anything different about your boy Smitty? Do you notice anything different about your boy Smitty? Because I'll tell you what. We love the old chair. The old chair's in the corner there. We will be using it for different things. Maybe the Dynasty show gets shot over in that corner to create some separation. But your boy Smitty, I'm fluid. I'm loose. I'm fluid. Even with an injured back, I'm loose. I'm fluid. I've got more space in here. I can do my rants in a different way. I can talk to you. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. This space chair. And as my boy Ron Navy serenaded to me after I showed him a picture of it.
This is Major Smitty to ground control. I'm riding very comfortably on my way to the moon.
Yeah, so your boy Smitty is living large with the chair. It's such a nice chair. It is comfortable to lay back. I love that chair. The chair in the corner is my favorite chair ever. But this chair is definitely going to make me a little more productive, a little more pep in my step, and I'm pretty spry already because I can lay back into it. My back's a little bit better. I'd say it's at 70%. Last show was about 80, 85%. It's about 70, 75%. So there's still a lot of pain, but it's getting better. Let's get to the news.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
So I have, first of all, punch the thumb up button on your way in the door. I have this Lamar news to go over. Then we're gonna do some drafts. Then maybe take some phone calls. I got speakers here, so I hear the entire show in the back of my chair. It's pretty cool. I love this chair. This chair is nice. It rocks. It's called a rocker. It's a 2.1 rocker edition. I don't know, X rocker. But it's short, so this traditionally is not a good desk chair. But as you can see, my setup is actually built very, very low because my chair here, I designed everything around this chair right here that's got all the clothes on it. It's my favorite chair of all time. And I designed my entire studio around that chair. So it was complicated to find a chair that was at the right level that I needed anyway. And this chair is traditionally complained about as being too short. It's not adjustable up and down. So it just works perfectly for this setup. So I've really got lucky getting this one. All right. Lamar Jackson gave some clarification on his PCL injury. And I talked to you guys about the PCL injury a little bit ago. The PCL and ACL, you can see on this model on the back of the knee, both are in the middle of the knee. and they kind of cross each other. The ACL is designed to keep from the knee slipping like this, okay? And the ACL. The PCL is the other one. It keeps the knee from slipping like that. So the joint here of your knee, this could slip under and tear everything. Basically, without an ACL and without a PCL, your knee is unstable. It's vulnerable to do this, which would tear your LCL. You're vulnerable to do this, which would tear your MCL. You're vulnerable to pinch and tear that meniscus. You're vulnerable to tear the other if you have an MCL or an ACL or a PCL tear or sprain or whatever. If this knee sprained, you have vulnerability of tearing the other one. So whenever the knee's not stable, because the PCL is responsible for pulling it tight, as is the ACL, but different directions. If that's sprained and loose, so to speak, like a grade 1, a grade 2, a grade 3, the sprains of a knee are essentially how far gone is it? How much tearing or stretching have you done to the point where even if it doesn't completely snap, it's useless at this point. Grade 3s traditionally require surgery, whether you're talking about MCL, LCL, ACL. MCLs rarely ever snap in half. MCLs are look at how thick the MCL is. It's on the side of the knee. If you feel on the inside of both your knees, that is your MCL on the inside of the knee. On the outside of the knee is the LCL, which connects to this little bone you can feel in your leg. You can snap this one, but it's still hard to snap that. You really don't ever hear anybody tearing this in half like you do your ACL. ACL, if you have a 3rd degree ACL tear, it's essentially like a loose rubber band in there, not doing anything anyway. It's too loose to keep the joint tight. So you essentially need to have surgery to tighten that ACL, or just have the ACL completely reconstructed by cutting a window of the patellar tendon out and then drilling it into the knee to make a new ACL. So what Lamar's indicating here is he has a borderline 2 to a strain of 3 from the PCL sprain and strain, which means he borderline needed surgery. He borderline tore his PCL to the point where they needed to do surgery to repair it or replace it entirely. That is not good news. That makes his knee unstable. The words he used is proper and correct. He could go out there and try and play, but his knee wouldn't be tight because of the sprain, and it would give out in a way that would make him, collapse on something else and rip and tear something else. So he's not in a position to play. There's no way he plays, even if the Ravens have a miracle and they win this playoff matchup in the wild card weekend. Even if the Ravens pull off an upset and beat the Bengals in this 3-6 matchup, there's no way he's even ready to play this week. If he rushes and tries to play, he'll injure himself because he has a very severe knee injury that could have taken him out the season. And we kind of knew something was up because we kept hearing, he may not be back. He may not be back. He's not practicing. He's not practicing. But he shed some light on it. And now we know that Lamar Jackson is done. He's done for the entire playoffs. Doesn't matter if they win this game or not. Not that they will, because Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow won't allow that. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get burrowed.
Yeah, get burrowed. So Lamar Jackson, this is interesting walking into the offseason, as I highlight in the video that is set to premiere at 6:30 p.m. my time. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern, the quarterback 2023 ranking premiere video drops. So we'll be getting off here minutes before that, all filing into that premiere to watch the 2023 QB ranking video that I cooked up all day long for you, and you're going to love it. But in that, I talk a lot about Lamar Jackson's movement. I didn't talk a lot about his injury because this news came out after I just filmed that. But I don't really talk about him playing in the playoffs. I don't talk about, because I didn't anticipate him playing at all because he's out this game. There's no way they win this game without him against Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow.
People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it. Get burrowed.
So of course I don't mention any of that. Everything's on point with this video. There's no news that's lingering that changes anything. This 2023 QB ranking video that I have ready to drop at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So we'll jump off and jump over. This video's got you covered for 2023 QB rankings. I touch a little bit on just the top 4 in terms of dynasty and maybe some perspective to it, but it is a redraft video. It's designed for the redraft rankings only. So Lamar, I talk a lot about Lamar's situation, so I'm not going to dig too much into it here, but Lamar Jackson is he's not, I don't think he's returning to the Baltimore Ravens in 2023. He's going to be tagged. There's no way they don't franchise tag him because they're not just going to lose him outright. They didn't get a contract done, so they're going to have to tag him, but they're going to probably tag and trade him. They're going to probably tag and trade him, and he's probably going to one of these 3 locations. The Miami Dolphins to play with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, the Las Vegas Raiders to play with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller, or the New York Football Jets to throw footballs to Garrett Wilson. These 3 quarterbacks I talk about in detail, so I'm not going to go into it right now because you're going to watch the video in about an hour and 15 minutes. You're going to watch that video and we'll break down. Whoa. We'll break down all of that and more. I mean, Tua.
Redraft mode activated.
I didn't mention Tua in my top 14 rankings because, and I didn't even get to Tua. But to touch on Tua, I don't think Tua can play football anymore. And if he does force himself out there to try it, if he does want to see if he can play anymore, and he's not able to grasp that, he's done. He's done in terms of his ability to stay out of concussion protocol on the regular, which will affect his future and potential probability of other issues down the road that we know are probably going to be there if he continues to play it and get concussed. He's not even in my top 14 rankings because I think that Miami Mike is aggressive with the quarterback position in the offseason and goes and gets someone like Lamar. Can you imagine, as much as I doubt Lamar and talk about Lamar being a very risky quarterback because he runs so much, he runs over 160 times a season, there's a lot of injury risk involved in a quarterback like that and where you rank them, and the concern I have from top to bottom for Lamar every season. He's busted 3 years in a row. And don't tell me he didn't bust in 2020. He busted for half of a season. For, I think it was weeks 1 through 7 or weeks 1 through 8. He was virtually useless. You couldn't even start him. He was garbage the entire start of 2020. Then he got injured in 2021. He got injured again here in 2022. So he's busted 3 years in a row. My thinking is, and again, I talk more about this in detail, he doesn't want to have what he's had going on in Baltimore continue. He wants a change of scenery, and so he's going to demand a trade. And these players in today's climate, in today's tag climate, franchise tag climate, they get what they want. Social media, I don't know what it is, but they get what they want. I think Lamar gets traded, and I think they don't want to sign him to a long-term deal to his liking. And he wants Deshaun Watson money. He wants guaranteed $230 million type money. And you can't really get that if you're retained, but teams looking to sign and trade have to negotiate a contract before the trade's done, because no team wants to make a trade and then find out they can't afford the player based on their expectation. So what happens is the trade gets negotiated, then the contract gets inked essentially without actually signing it. It's like all done and ready to go. And when the trade happens, the tag, and the team tags him obviously, then they trade Lamar to that team. The contract's announced almost immediately after the trade's announced because the contract's already done. You have it done. So there you have it. So Lamar Jackson looking at between a 2 and a 3 grade PCL. Horrible news. That he's gonna have to recover from that. That's a pretty serious injury. He will have to go through some rehab in the off season to make sure that knee is stable for 2023. It's not like it's something where he's gonna be good to go in a week or two. He's gonna have to work on that for a couple months to make sure that knee is good and strong, because when you get to that grade 3 strain or tear, it is essentially surgery which can fix that. And so if he's not careful and he turns it into the full grade 3, he's going to need surgery. So this is a delicate situation, which is why he's not even messing around even with playoffs on the line. Derek Carr, the wheels are in motion on a potential trade for Raiders QB Derek Carr. The only teams, we talked about this yesterday, the only teams you can think of that would be, I don't want to say, this sounds so rude. I'm sorry, Derek Carr, if you're watching this. I doubt you are, but if you are, I apologize. The only teams that would be ridiculous enough to trade for Derek Carr as their starting quarterback walking into 2023 would be the Colts, who continue to do, we talked about that last night. They continue to trade for and acquire these quarterbacks like Wentz and Matt Ryan. It would not shock me at all if they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and try it again with a guy like Derek Carr. And I'm not saying Derek Carr can't prove me wrong. He's shown ability at times, but if you can't do it with Devontae Adams and Darren Waller and the way Josh Jacobs played in 2022, and the fact that there's still other players like Mac, and there's so many other, Renfro when he's healthy, there's so many other weapons there that if he couldn't do it with that arsenal and that team in that situation, what's he going to do? Go to a lesser situation that's quarterback needy right now? And there are not a lot of places that are quarterback needy, that unless it was like Miami, which we would probably make fun of Derek Carr at first, but then he'd turn out like Tua, where we made fun of Tua and Tua looked pretty good. I think Tua got figured out. Ultimately, we might have been right about Tua, but we didn't realize Tua would spend half a season looking like an elite quarterback until defenses figured him out. Maybe Derek Carr could find himself in that similar situation, but I don't think Miami Mike's too smart to say, oh, that's my replacement for Tua. I think he's going after something bigger. I think Miami Mike wants to have his hands on an Aaron Rodgers, a Tom Brady, or a Lamar Jackson. And Miami Mike is aggressive enough to get something like that done. He is aggressive enough. He's got the balls to do it, and I think Miami Mike gets his wish. He gets one of these 3 signal callers in Miami in 2023. I'm not saying all of this happens. This is my wish list, if you will. Or if you force me to say they're not retiring and they're not returning to their original team, make something up, Smitty. This is kind of what I'm doing here. I don't think all 3 of these will happen. I think one of these guys probably tries to hang it up, whether they can follow through on it or not. But I do believe that one of these 3 teams will have one of these quarterbacks, and I think there's a strong shot that one of them tries to acquire the other one, and 2 of these situations might end up happening, or at least one of them. So there's that information. Not a lot of other news to talk about today. So what we're going to do is we're going to get straight into a couple drafts on Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Go on over to Underdog Fantasy using promo code Smitty. That link is in the description. It's also pinned in the live chat. I warned everybody to go do that while I was doing all this to make sure you were ready to jump into these drafts, because they go so quick. There's no way you're going to get in if you're trying to sign up right now. But we're going to do a couple drafts, so I guess I take that back. If for any reason you didn't listen, then you can do that right now. Sign up, and your boy Smitty is going to throw this on screen here. Let's see here. Let me get this on here, and we will draft. So we're going to jump into an Underdog Fantasy Draft, promo code Smitty. Link in the description, link in the live chat. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit, and we're going to jump straight into one of these bad boys. So they're the Mitten 4s. They're almost full. I would have waited until tonight to do it, but they're going to be full probably within the hour. So I wanted to jump in here and get into these Mitten 4 drafts. They're playoff fantasy football drafts. I'll show you the scoring real quick. Mitten 4. Oh, they're almost full. Look at that. They're almost full. We got to jump in now. Click it right now. Get in. Go. It's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. They're almost full. We'll do as many as we can until they fill up. They're going to fill up on this show. You saw that green meter is all the way to the end. Jump in. Here the draft starts in 50 seconds. Let me go back and show you. So the Mitten 4s, these are the $250K in prizes, 56 520 entries. Oh God, these are going to fill. See this number right here counting right here? 56-134, 56-135. When that gets to 56-520, they're done. They're over. So these are playoff fantasy football drafts. They're $5 an entry, $35,000 to first place, $17,500 to second. It's one quarterback, one running back, one flex, two wide receiver / tight ends, and 5 bench spots. So let's get back into the draft here. Part of me wants to do another one right this very second. Let's see how many. It's gonna be close. Let's see, active draft, 3 picks away. I'm up in 3 picks. So here's the board view. Josh Allen went number 1. Quarterbacks usually go first, because they're more valuable. Just like I always tell people, early quarterback is no joke, but people don't listen to me. And then when you get into an underdog draft, people will draft them early then. They'll draft them early then. I don't know why they won't draft them early. Let's go Joseph Burrow. Going Joseph Burrow. Board view. We'll see what happens. I don't know if these guys are in our crew here. JST and LSP. I don't know. McCaffrey falling to 5 is about as far as I've seen him fall. I almost took him at 4, but I wanted to go Joe Burrow. Having a quarterback like Joe Burrow that can play every single round of the fantasy football playoffs, like let's pull it up right here. Joseph Burrow is not on a bye. KC's on a bye. The Eagles are on a bye. So Hurts doesn't get to play your wild card weekend. You may not make it to the next round if you don't score enough points. Okay, come on. Don't be Jamar Chase. Let us put the Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow stack together. Please. I don't mind Diggs. It's not awful, but they're in the same. God, why? Why can't you take Diggs, bro? Why you got to take Jamar Chase? Because now it's these two, it sucks because it kind of goes against what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build a team that can go the whole distance, but these two teams will meet, and one team will advance and one team won't, so it leaves me hanging. Although Diggs could have a monster. What's that guy thinking? What's he thinking? I'm trying to get the Burrow Chase stack. Doesn't he understand that we're live? Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Josh Allen going to the 1 spot. The 2 spots going Jerick McKinnon, Mahomes, Debo. Let's go check out the board. Now, T. Higgins goes, I'm going to be so upset. Okay, at least I get T. Higgins, although I do love Eckler. But I'm going to go T. Higgins and kind of ride that stack. So I got Diggs, T. Higgins, Burrow. You start 2 wide receivers, 1 running back, and the wide receiver can be a tight end. There's no tight end spot. So 2 wide receivers / tight ends. I got that covered already. Joseph, Cigar Smoking Burrow. I do need a running back. So we'll have to go in that direction next. Let's go back to board view. Actually, I'm going to exit out of here and see how many entries there are. 56,293. These are going to be full. We're going to have to do another draft before this one's over. I'm going to enter another one. Let's go in. Jump in another one. I got to do 2 at the same time. This is going to get crazy. Okay, right here on the right side of my screen, it tells me I'm 2 picks away on the first draft, and I'm 57 seconds from starting on the other. So I'm going to have to keep tabs on. It's going to get a little confusing. I'm sorry. So this is my team with Burrow, Diggs, and T. Higgins. I need an RB. Eckler's gone. That sucks. I really would have liked to have Eckler. Let's see here. Is Mixon's there? This guy's going to take. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Why is he taking all my Bengals? I mean, come on, bro. We're doing it live. So now I got to figure something else out. Let's go Barkley, wild card weekend. We need a running back. Unbelievable. Oh, okay, so I got Burrow, Barkley, Diggs, T. Higgins, with Barkley probably falling off right away. But at least that gets me that wild card win. Okay, I'm 6. Draft starts in okay, I'm the 3 pick here. There's no way I'm getting Jamar Chase and Burrow from here, but let's see. God, that sniping fool, man. I don't know if that's one of our guys. If it's one of our guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm calling you. You're my friend. You're my friend. I just can't believe you're sniping everything that I need to build this winning team. And if you are one of us, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Maybe we go Christian McCaffrey with this one. Nope, it went Christian McCaffrey. Maybe we go, I don't want to go Mahomes because he's on a bye. I'm going Burrow again. All right, I got to get back to this other draft. Time remaining in this draft. Oh, God, I'm on the clock. Let's see here. I'm going to go Pacheco because I want an RB that could go kind of the distance for me. Because I've got 2 wide receivers that are going to go pretty far. I really wanted to grab like a Godwin or someone like that, but I had to go Pacheco. Board view just to see how far away we are. We're getting close. Let's see, 2 picks away on both these drafts. I'm going to probably time out. Let's go into this one real quick and cue somebody at least so we don't get screwed out of something. Let's just cue Mike Evans. Okay, let's go back into this draft. 1 pick away. Okay, I'm on the clock here. Oh, JJ. Let's see here. Joe Burrow. I kind of like Debo because I think he's going to go. But he has a shot at going the distance. Okay. Oh, over in this one, I'm on the clock here. Let's go Godwin potentially, and maybe we come back and get Mike Evans later or something like that. Okay, so we got that going. This team, let me show you this team real quick. We got Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Pacheco, Diggs, T. Higgins, Godwin. All right, let's go back to this view here. 3 picks away. Let's get into that one. So Joe Burrow and Debo is what I got so far on this team. T. Higgins would be great. Eckler would be fantastic. Jerick McKinnon is a phenomenal running back to grab. Again, so far I've got Debo and Burrow, so all those are great options. Man, this is are they all full? I bet you they're all full. The underdog drafts I bet you are all full. I'm 1 pick away. I thought I timed out there. Okay. Let's see. 1 pick away in both of these. We'll just sit here and see which one's on the clock and head over there first and then jump to the other one. So getting a little antsy here. 2 drafts going side by side because it is closing this minute. And if you didn't get into a draft with me, get into one right now. They're probably on the tail end of being here. This one's, they're both up. Oh my God, 26 seconds. Okay. I'm going to go, this is my team with, I'm going to go Mike Evans here. I got to jump over to the other draft. This one, I've got 17 seconds left. T. Higgins, McKinnon. What do I have so far? I have Debo. I'm going to go T again. Get those points all the way through. Okay. 4 picks away. Let me go to the lobby real quick and see these mittens. There is, oh my God, look at current entrance, 56, 520, 56, 520. It's full. I don't even know what would happen if you clicked on it because it still showed that you could click on it. Okay, 3 picks away. This team has Burrow, Barkley, Pacheco, Diggs, Godwin, Evans, Higgins, looking fantastic. I love it. Why not just explore quarterbacks that I could potentially know? Lamar. What am I doing? Lamar's out. Why did I even do that? Who am I clicking? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands. ETN, sure. Maybe these guys. Let's go. Let's roll through here. You know who's interesting is P. Ryan. If something happened to Mixon and you had P. Ryan on your roster, that would be an insane situation. What about Tyreek Hill for just 1 game? What about Boyd? That might be good. All right, let's go back to the team and look at it. Okay, I got Higgins. Maybe I should go Boyd. I'm going to go Brady just to kind of get as much scoring as I can get locked in. I got to go back here. 20 seconds remaining in this. I'm on the clock here. This team, I've got Burrow, Debo, Higgins. I have to remind myself who I have. I need an RB. Do I go Barkley again? Let's cue Barkley in case we time out. Let's go wide receiver real quickly. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Barkley. I'll just draft him. Yeah, I'll draft him. So it went on. My pick expired, but I had Barkley queued. Okay, I'm 4 picks away here, 2 picks away. I'm going to go back to the 2 picks away. I believe that is the team that I have: Burrow, Brady, Saquon, Pacheco, Diggs, Higgins, Godwin, Evans, and I am up next. I'm on the clock in 1 second here. Boyd's still there. This guy's going to take Boyd from me. I know he's going to take Boyd from me. He's going to do it live. He's going to do it live. I don't even know if I want Boyd. But if he takes him, then I wanted him. It's going to take Boyd. Come on, Jeffries. Whatever your name is. Okay. Let's see. Waddle. I mean, what do I do here? Just go. I would love to have an RB. I just don't know that there's any value there. Let's just go for the home run and Waddle, and just say that gives us that. Okay, 24 seconds in this. Oh my God, these two at the same time. They're synced together at the same time practically. So I've got Debo, Higgins, Barkley, Burrow. I need some kind of longer term running back. Let me just cue. Okay, Godwin's queued. I need some kind of Pacheco again. I know I'm kind of building similar teams, but I love Pacheco because I think he can play multiple games. Okay, so let's go back here. One pick away in this one. This is the team I have to keep checking. This is the team with Burrow, Brady. Okay, so this should be like the final round of this team. I could use an RB. I don't even mind looking at QBs again, but there's nobody left. RB. Maybe I do go P. Ryan. I like the idea of Walker, but you got to understand that his best ball, it's one running back and a flex. I may have my flex be my wide receiver, and I don't know that I'm going to need an RB necessarily. That there's no one good enough there. Let's see here. Let's just go P. Ryan just in case. Like, what if he was starting? What if he's catching a lot of balls? What if I get him to go the distance? Okay, that's full. I'm one pick away in this draft, so I'm only down to this draft, which is nice. Although, man, I wonder if I could still get in. Let's go to the lobby real quick. Wild card. It's gone. They're all full. Okay, active. Back on the clock, 22 seconds left. I forget what's my team. Okay, Higgins. Oh God, Godwin's good again. I like Godwin. I'm liking Godwin here. Kadarius Toney's interesting though. Let's go Godwin again. Let's build our team a little similar. I'm just getting a slightly different build to it. But I got Debo, Higgins, Godwin. Sometimes I love to build the same type of team because you're almost, it's a fork in the road. You're almost adjusting it slightly. It's like doing a playoff or an NCAA bracket where you do something and you go, man, the only thing is, what if Kansas doesn't go that round and this 12 seed ends up going 3, and so you want to do an alteration, a variation, a slight deviation, keeping a lot of the controls in place and just doing one experiment with that same kind of thinking and bracket. That's the way I like to do this. I like to kind of hone in on what do I think is really going to happen. Do I think Burrow is going to take it the distance? Let me build around Cincinnati as much as I can. Let's queue up Mike Evans. Let's queue up Kadarius Toney. Let's queue up Eli Mitchell. Let's queue up Tyreek Hill, Tom Brady. These are all good pieces for this team. This guy, who'd this guy take? Let's go to board view real quick. He took Kadarius Toney. Of course he did. Okay, let's go back. Let's get Mike Evans on this team too. I love Mike Evans and Godwin for the wild card round, and I do think there's a shot that Tom Brady goes more than one round, maybe even more. It's Tom Brady. He could do anything, okay? Don't think Tom Brady can't win a Super Bowl. Don't tell me there's zero chance that Tom Brady could at least make it to a Super Bowl appearance. Don't act like that's not possible. It's possible. And so therefore I'm gonna couple these guys together. Let me see if I can. How close is my other pick to this pick? I don't know if Brady's gonna last. Should I go Brady or should I go with Tyreek Hill in this situation? My team currently is Burrow, Barkley, Pacheco, Debo, Higgins, Godwin, Evans. I got a lot of wild card weekend action. I got Burrow going the distance with potentially Pacheco going, to the championship game, let's say. And so, I'm going to be without a running back if I don't take someone like P. Ryan later. But Higgins and Debo could end up in the big dance together. So I got a good combination of possible scenarios. Okay, let's go. Might as well Venmo me that 50, says Mr. TD, JK Cowboys fan. What are you guys talking about over here? Reporting, reverse jinx. Okay, we're up. Who went? Tyreek Hill just went. Okay, that sucks. Did Brady just go? My queue's gone. Did Brady just go? These guys are listening to every word I'm saying. Brady was so far down on the ranking. You got to be out of your mind. Now I'm going to time out. I don't know. I'm going to time out on Dallas Goedert. You got to be kidding me. You know, that's the problem. That's the problem when you do these things live in front of people. You do these live in front of people. They hear what you're saying. They connive and they try and get into your mind and steal your players. That's okay. That's okay. You know, let's do a real test. I got Jalen Waddle queued all the way down there. I wonder what one of you are going to steal Jalen Waddle from me. I wonder which one of you. Okay, Concert. Are you going to steal Waddle from me, Concert? Do it, Concert. Ruin your pool just to snipe me. If he takes Waddle, we know he's watching. We know this is a guy watching. And I appreciate you being a follower, by the way. I don't. Okay. He timed out. He left. He got mad. He timed out. Okay, good. I'm not sure I even want Waddle anymore because you didn't take him. Let's go. I like Rachaad White. I like, let's see here. What are we doing here? Kenneth Walker. He's playing the Niners. No, then P. Ryan for later. Quarterbacks. I just want to bank on Burrow. Let's go back to my queue. Let's just take Waddle for upside. We've got so far Burrow, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Pacheco, Debo, T. Higgins, Godwin, Evans, Schultz, Jalen Waddle, and how many picks we have left? This is gonna be our last picks. We're gonna wrap around. Who do we go with? I need an RB. I think I'm gonna do the P. Ryan experiment again, mainly because I need a shot at somebody scoring points in the Super Bowl from the AFC, you know, or the NFC. If I'm picking Debo and the Niners in this particular contest here, or the Bucks, I could go Rachaad White. Let me see if Rachaad White is available. He's there. I shouldn't have said anything because Rachaad White's gonna go. We know this guy Lancey's going to take him. Oh, he timed out. Good. Oh, Bread Zeppelin, you better not. Thank you. Rachaad White. Let's go Rachaad White. So here's the squad. Rachaad White. We're going Tampa Bay. We hope Tampa Bay meets up against and plays the Cincinnati Bengals. If that happens, This is a money one. This is in the money. And that's it. You can still do underdog. There's all kinds of stuff to do on underdog. We go to the pick'ems. Ron Navy. Let's dial in real quick. Let's discuss some of the best. I'm not going to keep you on too long because I'm going to roll through some more phone calls. But call in real quick and let's discuss the best pick'ems for this week. Geno Smith, no thank you. Kenneth Walker, the Niners will probably keep him under 61 yards. That's probably a good under, to be honest with you. This you can do using promo code Smitty as well. They'll match up to $100 underdog will on your first deposit. So deposit $100, they'll give you $100. Deposit $50, they'll give you $50. As long as you're new to underdog using the link that I provide in the live chat, it's pinned, or in the description. Then you can get that match and you can do things like this. Ron, I was getting sniped left and right, bro. Left and right.
Yeah, I saw. I was doing my own at the end there. I got into the last one and then I was like, I lost track of time. I'm like, oh, when the show started, I was like doing them and I was like, I went in there and you were in one last one. I'm like, well,
To the moon.
Because I kept on letting you know, hey, we're going up.
Yeah, how do you like the Joe Burrow chair? We're calling this the cigar smoker.
Oh, it's awesome. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I can hear you right here, Ron. I can hear you right in the speakers.
How much was that anyways?
This was about $220.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I will say I've had more comfortable chairs. This isn't the most, like, and I'm not trying to downplay the comfort of it because it is very comfortable, but it's
Right.
For a desk situation, there's a lot of things that I've got to factor in, like height, because I built this thing for my other chair. I built the whole studio around this other chair that I have, and so this chair right here put me at a disadvantage for buying a new chair unless there was, one that went up and down. And I don't want a typical office chair. I want something, like this, a cigar smoker. So this one right here has got Bluetooth capability. It's got the speakers here. I got a hard line plugged into my computer, so I hear everything right here. It rocks. It rotates. What's beautiful is I can stand up, and there's so much. I have so much more room for activities. But yeah, I love this chair. But I will say that I have sat in more comfortable chairs, but I needed to do a combination of finding the right chair for a lot of different reasons. But it is comfortable. It's just not. I don't think it's for everybody. I move around a lot, so it's perfect for me.
It looks like it gives you. You don't look as cramped anymore. With the other chair in there, you look so cramped.
Like when I do a mashed potato. I stand up. I definitely got more room. I can spin. I can swivel. I can do a rant. Like if I do the rant mode, look at this. Where's my rant? Where did I put that button? I moved it somewhere. Oh boy. This is bad timing.
There you go.
This is bad timing. I'm going to rant about where my rant button is. Where'd I put it? Where'd I put it? I don't even know where I put it. Where is it? Did I delete it? What's going on? I don't even know where my rant button is.
Oh boy.
Oh God, I deleted it, I think. Oh, here it is. I moved it over on this side. All right, so now I can utilize this right here. And I can do a rant from this position, which is nice. Or I can stand up and yell at Ron Navy and say, Ron Navy, how you like my chair?
There you go.
All right, let's get to these picks real quick. Ron, what are you liking on Underdog?
Well, I did a couple. I did Stephon Diggs over 79.5 receiving yards. I did Justin Jefferson 0.5 receiving TDs. I did Josh Allen, I think, over 255.5 passing yards.
All right, let me check a couple of these real quickly.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Debo
Saquon
Samuel.
Barkley,
Saquon what?
Saquon over 0.5 rushing TD. And then Greg Joseph more than 1.5 field goals.
What about Eckler?
That was one that I did.
What about Eckler, 94 total yards? That's not too bad.
No, but I'm kind of staying away from that because every time you go with Eckler and you think he's going to do something, he seems. Or if you do rushing yards, he gets the receiving yards and not the rushing yards.
Evan Ingram, 41 yards? Yeah, I guess he has had some games under. Yeah, I don't know.
I also did Joe Mixon is 0.5 rushing plus receiving TDs. I did the over on that.
I like this Tyreek Hill.
Both.
61.5 receiving
Jamar
yards.
Chase, 0.5.
You like Tyreek Hill 65 or 61.5 receiving yards? I like that.
No, I don't like anything Miami this week.
Well, I think they're going to
Not
throw.
with their quarterback situation.
Yeah, but they're going to throw. I mean, I feel like Tyreek Hill's going to like trip and fall into 61.5 receiving yards.
Backup's going to be though.
Well, I mean, there's still talk about Thompson not having to start if Bridgewater could get his finger.
I mean, if you feel, but I just don't feel like I'm staying away from Miami players. I'm not betting on them, on any of them.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that one in the chat? Do you like Tyreek over 61.5?
No, I don't like Tyreek at all.
No, I'm asking the chat if they like it. Saquon, you pick Saquon what? Rushing touchdown?
Yeah, I picked Saquon Barkley, a rushing touchdown. Jamar Chase, receiving touchdown. Joe Mixon, a receiving or a rushing touchdown. So you can counter. You can mix and
yeah, I'm gonna go.
with the other ones. Justin Jefferson, 0.5 touchdown. I mean, those are all good ones right there.
What was the one for Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow. I didn't pick Joe Burrow.
I'm gonna go over 20.55 fantasy points. I like that. Okay. I like the fantasy points half the time more.
I seem to come up short on them all the time.
Yeah. So, look at the example, guys. You do $5, you get 100. You do $10, you get 200. You do 20. Like it's amazing because it's 20 times multiplier. So you do a simple $5 bet like that, $100 if you land that, and that gives you the freedom to do a whole bunch more if you want to do variations of it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go Joe Burrow crazy on this one here. Let's go over fantasy points. So that's the Bengals there. JJ fantasy points. We'll go JJ over 17.95. Dalvin Cook, I think, will score a touchdown. Let me see if I can find a better one.
Oh, that's Saquon Russian, and it's still there.
Yeah, that seems like a good one. I hate tying everything to one thing and it doesn't happen though. I love this Tyreek Hill one. I'm going to do that one again. So Tyreek Hill over 61.5, Justin Jefferson 17.95 fantasy points, Burrow 20.55 fantasy points, Jamar Chase 15.75, T Higgins 11 point. Let's do another one on that one. So you can just do all kinds of. This is through Underdog. Yes, this is through Underdog, Oscar. Click that link that's pinned in the live chat. They'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. If you're new to Underdog, drop 50, they'll give you 50. Drop 100, they'll give you 100. So use the link, though, in order to get that. All right, I did that one. I'm going to do another one. Let's do ETN. I don't know how much I trust their usage of ETN right now. Like, I obviously love them, but they just disappoint us like every other game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Eckler over 6. You what?
Look at how close I was last week. I needed Geno to throw one more touchdown, and he should have done it, and he didn't. Cost me. He had multiple opportunities to.
I'm gonna go Debo over 10.15 fantasy points and McCaffrey over 18.45 fantasy points. I like both of those. I like Eckler over 16.05 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like Trevor Lawrence.
That don't know,
I kind of like Trevor Lawrence for.
Done, but the Gauntlet 2 is still open. Still got plenty of room, and it's worth more than Gauntlet 1. The top prize is.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, did you see
$25?
Did you see how close I got to getting in those two while I was live? It was counting. Yeah. It was counting down. It was like ticking away, or ticking up. I barely got those two in.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, guys, in the chat, and Ron, what do you like better? Trevor Lawrence over 17.35 fantasy points or Trevor Lawrence over 1.5 TDs? The way I look at the fantasy points is that if he's going to get that TD mark, he's going to get the fantasy points. And if you don't get the TDs, maybe you get it on yardage. Maybe you get it on rushing touchdowns. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why more people don't do fantasy points, because if he throws for 2 TDs, he's getting you 17.35 fantasy points. Explain to me why it's not better to go fantasy points. I don't know. I'm going to go.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you're going to bank on 2 TDs, he's going to have that.
Doesn't he give you – how many points did he give you for a throwing touchdown? I forget. Isn't it only 4?
Yeah.
So that's 8 for 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to go Diggs over 15.35 fantasy points. And then
I did the big starting.
I'll go Josh Allen. So this one's kind of like heavy hitter ticket. Everybody on the over on fantasy points. McCaffrey, Debo, Eckler, Allen, Diggs, all on over on the fantasy points.
Isn't that funny how we always pick the over?
Yeah, and it's always under, you know. Let's answer a couple calls here while we're doing this. Ben, I missed you. Calling again. No, there you are. Ben, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show, Ben.
Yo, how's it going, Smitty?
What's up, Ben?
Not too much. I got a few pick-ems I wanted to share with you.
Okay.
Well, I really like that the Stephon Diggs one that Ron shared. So I stacked that, the higher than 79.5 receiving yards.
Yeah.
I stacked that with Josh Allen, higher than 312 total yards. And then I picked the higher than 19.5 fantasy points for Daniel Jones. And on that one, I'm really just thinking that he gets a rushing touchdown. So I took the lower on Saquon Barkley, 17 fantasy points, thinking that if Daniel Jones gets that rushing touchdown, there's a good chance Saquon finishes with 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, I just think that like if you look at Allen, for example, if Allen has 312 passing yards, he's gonna have 2 or 3 TDs with that. I just feel like the fantasy points over is so much more attractive. You know?
No, I got you on the Allen one. I got the over on the Allen and the over on the Jones for the fantasy points, but then I got the lower on the Barkley because I think Jones is going to get that rushing touchdown and Barkley will finish with 13, 14, 15.
Yeah. Bob likes the all kicker over ticket. Bob from Accounting Lumber. Silver System.
I do like picking. Hey, the kickers are dumb, but you got to pick the right kickers. Like I think a good kicker this week is Dicker from the Chargers, and I think Joseph for Minnesota. Those are both good kickers to pick up, and maybe even Suckup from Tampa Bay would be a decent kicker to go over on.
Yeah, guys, make sure you click the link in the live chat and get in on this action.
I hate betting on kickers.
The links in the live chat and in the description. An underdog will match up to $100 dollar for dollar on your first deposit. It's promo code Smitty, but the link puts the promo code in there for you in the description in the live chat. So I like, I like
a lot of pickings for bet.
I just did 3 on the phone, but I know you do a lot of $15 and $20 ones. I do a ton of little $5 ones, just because I like to do variations of them, you know. But I do occasionally like a 20. See, Tom Brady, that's tough. That's a tough game. But, I mean, both these wide receiver, like this would be interesting to do the Tom Brady over on fantasy points. And then the Godwin and Evans over on fantasy points because those are low, 11.75 and 11.85. That's pretty good. The only thing is this Tom Brady. Does Tom Brady throw a pick? That seems like a likely situation.
Probably. Trayvon Diggs probably grabs one.
I mean, maybe I do intercept. Maybe I do the over on fantasy points for Godwin and Evans, and I give Tom Brady the higher than 0.5 interceptions.
The thing about I don't hate that pick, but the thing about taking Godwin and Evans over is that that's hard, man.
Yeah, but that's
you know what I mean? It's easier to
that's 11
that's
points
easier
for
to
each.
Take one higher, one lower. I kind of like to take one higher, one lower on one ticket, and on another ticket, I'll do the other one. I'll swap it.
Yeah. I just think that's such a low total for both those guys. Kind of like it. I kind of like Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
if they
the
both go over, then my strategy busts. But
yeah. I guess I'm going to go 18.05 fantasy points for Brady, and I'm going to go over and over for Godwin and Evans. I think I like that. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but CeeDee Lamb, 13.95 fantasy points. He's been on fire, man.
yeah, that's an over smash.
What do you think, Ron?
Yeah, he should be able to get that.
And then this I like doing.
That's impressive.
I love staying in one game.
I would stack that with Dak's passing yards. Dak's passing yards at 248 was a CeeDee Lamb fantasy point, or even Dak's fantasy points with CeeDee Lamb.
I love staying in one game because then you don't have to you can just watch that game and know. But this one right here, Tony Pollard over 11.75 fantasy points, CeeDee Lamb over 13.95, Tom Brady over 18.05, Godwin and Evans over about 11 points. That's a pretty good ticket. It's all same game.
I really like that ticket. Yeah, the great thing about taking that is taking one game, like you're saying. You're only picking one script. You know what I mean? Rather than if you pick 5 different games, you're betting on 5 different game scripts.
Yeah, you could bank on okay, this is gonna be a high scoring game.
All right.
Hey Ben,
Well,
anything
also,
else?
when you pick one,
I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just wanted to go over
one-
the differences between the Gauntlet and the Gauntlet 2 and a couple of the mitten drafts. But even though those are over, I was hoping to get in the other day to talk about that. But I was kind of hoping to talk about the Gauntlet real quick.
Yeah, the Gauntlet and the Gauntlet 1 and 2 are just different. They just set one filled. They set the other one. The advantages of being and disadvantages of being in the Gauntlet 1 versus Gauntlet 2 and the Mitten 1, Mitten 2, Mitten 3, Mitten 4 is the timing. Like when you did Mitten 1s, they filled up really quick and then they did Mitten 2. But everybody that did Mitten 1 had to be in a predictive mode because no one knew who was making the playoffs.
Now, yeah.
So
I bought Mitten 1. I got the ones that were before that. I got the wild card, and I got 11 entries in the way too early wild card. So yeah, I hear you. But something that I found interesting on the Gauntlet was that the original Gauntlet tournament, it rewards you for making it into the second round.
Yeah.
So if you make it into the second round, if you make it into the second round in the original Gauntlet, I believe the cash prize was 40, so you make 15 on top of your 25.
Yeah.
But on the Gauntlet 2, you don't make any money for making it into the second round.
Oh. Okay.
All you get is your money back.
That's probably why they got a bigger payout.
Yeah, that's probably how they
bro.
squeezed
Very
out.
interesting.
That's probably how they squeezed that
so
out.
with the first Gauntlet, with the first Gauntlet, I was very focused on. Sorry. I was just saying, with the first Gauntlet, I was really focused on, just getting into that second round, and then you make money, and
Yeah.
all you got to do is get lucky from there. But with this other one, hush. Sorry, my dog.
All right, Ben. Hey, Ben, I got to jump to more callers, but I appreciate you calling in.
All right.
Thanks, pal.
Yes, sir, appreciate it, Smitty.
Yeah, call in anytime.
Yeah, make sure if you're building for the second Gauntlet, make sure you're shooting for the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, buddy. Later.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, I'm going to open the phone lines. Hold on 1 second, Ron.
Call into the show.
Right.
Call into the show.
Hey, I did a really good move in the, I think,
Dial in.
at the end of one of my mid drafts.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I got Brady, and then I picked up with my last draft. I took Gage, and Gage has been getting a lot of touchdowns lately, and he hasn't been drafted very much.
Yeah. All right, dial into the show if you guys want to jump in here. I feel the same way about P. Ryan, Samaje P. Ryan, backup running back in Cincinnati. I feel like he could be like a wild card. I don't know that he will be. I just feel like he could be. All right, let's go. Let's open these phone lines up, guys. Dial in to the show, and then in T-minus 20 minutes or so, we're jumping into a live premiere, my 2023 QB rankings. Adams gets Smitty points for watching today. Adam gets Smitty points for watching today. Wow, what's happening? What's going on with Adam? It's rehearsal, Adam. This is Smitty doing it live. What is Adam at a wedding or something? Let's see what Adam's doing. Someone said Adam's like at his like wedding and he's watching the show still. He might get a moonshot for that. Let's see here. I'm at a wedding rehearsal, my sister's. This is totally unacceptable to watch some Smitty right now. Or totally acceptable. This is totally, yeah, it is, Adam. Of course it is. Moonshot for Adam. Moonshot for Adam.
To the moon.
I approve what Adam did. Smitty approved.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
And you tell him I said so, Adam. All right, let's play a little game here, Ron.
Yeah.
I want the chat to throw out a name, and I'm gonna say what I think, but then you tell me what you think after. So, chat, give me a player that you want to know. Is he going to either bust or remain on fire, or or explode and become a fire type player? So smash or pass essentially. So it's like a smash or pass game. On the left I have boom, on the right I have bust. So I want you to throw out a player and then I will decide before your very eyes, and then Ron can give us his suggestion. Smitty says is acceptable, and congrats, says Mr. TD. Correct. All right, what player are we talking about here? First player is Dameon Pierce. Ooh, that's a good one. If I have to choose, like he's going to be absolute fire or bust. I have to pick one. I hate to do this. I don't know that he can make it out of the NFL draft without getting some serious competition. I don't know how they're going to use him. If I had to predict, like I think he could do well. He could be somewhere in the middle, but this game I have to pick one or the other. And I don't want to hang my hat on the Houston Texans. God, I hate doing this to a moon man.
On the decline.
I'd say he'd have to be on the decline from this point, but that's a tough one. Ron, how do you feel? I hate making that
The
call.
unknown makes him a bust.
Yeah, we don't know his coaching situation. We don't know. There's so much we don't know. When there's a lot of unknowns, I tend to stay away unless he falls to great value. You know what I'm saying? All right.
You have Aguilar there too.
All right. So next name is let's see here. Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook. More likely to decline.
On the decline.
Changing of the guard at running back. I think a lot of these running backs are going to fall off. And so in 2023, I'm going to say Dalvin Cook on the decline. I'm staying away. I'm not saying he doesn't have maybe 1 year left. Maybe we're jumping a year early, but you know me. I'd rather jump a year early than a year late and be holding the bag, because guess what you get to do? Not be wrong. Even when you're wrong, you're not wrong. That's my motto. Ask Miss Smitty. I say it all the time. And the reason I'm not wrong is because instead of going in the direction of Cook, maybe you get somebody else that explodes and is safer. So even if I'm wrong and I'm a year early on Cook, doesn't mean I'm going to bust on the pick that I take in place of Cook. Ron, what do you think? Cook, boom or bust in 2023?
Probably bust.
Okay, we're in agreement on that one. Cooper Kupp. Woo, doggy. This one's interesting because there are a lot of people. I didn't expect this. There are a lot of people on the Kupp's too old. He's going to be injury prone moving forward. He was a 1 or 2 year wonder. There's a lot of, I've seen a lot of that. I was very surprised. Look, wide receivers can be elite walking into the 31-32 age season. How old is Cooper Kupp? Let's pull it up right now. The music. I'm pretty sure I know, but I want to be safe. Kupp is 29. 29. He will turn 30. He's 29. He will turn 30 before the season begins. That means he has this year and maybe next year. So 2 more years, Ron. 2 more years. Not 1 year. 2 more years for Cooper Kupp. He's going to be absolute fire.
On fire.
He remains on fire in 2023. What do you say?
We don't know if the coach is coming back or if they're going to get another coach. If he decides not to come back, we don't know the quarterback situation. I say no, but
Woo! Next one is going to be, this one's Derrick Henry. Here we go again. Look, I was a year early. This is where I say I could be a year early. And at the same time, are you wrong? Not necessarily. Depends who you passed on and got in place of Derrick Henry. So it really depends on your draft situation. But Derrick Henry, at the age of 29, he did what no running back will probably do again for a very long time, and that includes Austin Eckler, who walks into his 2023 season at the age of 28, which Derrick Henry did. And I think Austin Eckler is a potential bust candidate for 2023. Often injured. He's kind of always banged up. He got through this year without being hurt all that much, but he's often injured player. A lot of times on the injury report, and he's a smaller running back, and he's being given tons of volume. 28 is the new 30. Derrick Henry's the only player that's done it so far, and I give him credit for that, but I don't think Derrick Henry repeats it again. There are times where Derrick Henry looks like he's not quick behind the line of scrimmage. Once he gets into open field, he's impossible to take down. Everybody knows that, but his yards per carry have declined. They're not in the 5 yards per carry range anymore. The team is not that good, and so there's 8-man fronts that await him. I think if there's ever a time, if there's ever a player to bank on busting in 2023, it's a 29-year-old running back at the size of Derrick Henry. Ron?
Wrong. My counterpoint is this. They've obviously went to a direction to help preserve Derrick Henry, so he's catching a lot more passes. He's going to be a boom next year. Mark my words, he will be a boom again next year.
All right. Ron loves him. Next player up. I'm looking in the chat for names. Looking for good ones.
Aguilar. They want Algier.
Algier.
Algier's been up there a couple times.
This is a good one. Tyler Algier. What say you, Tyler? This is so tough because the NFL draft, they could literally draft Bijan Robinson. They could literally draft a 2nd or 3rd round running back without a second thought. Just say, hey, it's great value here. That's why running backs are so dangerous in today's NFL. It's not like the olden days where they went in the top 15. 2 or 3 running backs went by 18 overall. No team was messing around with drafting a running back that didn't need a running back, in dire need of a running back. In today's NFL draft climate, you now take a running back when you kind of need a running back. And so cloudy landing spots are more likely than ever before, except for with Bijan Robinson. He's going to go like the olden days in the top 10. But do the Falcons draft Bijan? Do the Falcons draft another running back? A really good... Would they draft Gibbs? They could draft anybody like that in round 2. Still, if I have to choose boom or bust, I'm going to lean on the fact that this kid's been very solid. And I think they've been kicking the tires and testing the tread on this kid, and he's been delivering. And I think they have so many other needs, they might just continue to ignore RB for a year and give Algier a shot. I like Algier. I liked him before the season. I'm going to say he remains on fire, but I'm a little worried on this one.
remains on
I agree.
fire.
I say boom.
Yeah. I think that, you know, part of it is we're predicting whether they make a move at running back in the draft. So we have to predict that. London. Oh, London Gold. Let's put London up. London, here we come. Drake London. Madcap. Guy's a phenomenal prospect. Everybody loved him coming into the NFL. Coming out of college, he was so highly touted. This guy's gonna be the next big wide receiver. The problem was he had a guy named Ritter who was gonna maybe be thrown to him, but then that never happened. And they just kept waiting on Mariota over week after week. We just kept watching this Mariota character that somehow got washed out of the league, but is now starting for an NFL team and won't leave the lineup. And then they win a little bit here. They pull off a win here. And it's kind of like Ron with Trubisky, just waiting for Trubisky to get pulled. And then the team would win somehow, or Trubisky would look good even though he wasn't good. You know, Ron, you know what I'm talking about. And so we waited. Ritter's been in there. They've been testing the youth movement out. And London has been getting his targets. And I don't want to speak out of turn here. Let me look up London's stats real quick. But London, I like to call him London Gold. London Gold, Drake London, who I wasn't as excited about coming out of college as I am now. And things change. And I always admit when I change tunes. London Gold has been getting massive targets the last 5 weeks in a row. Since week 13, here are his targets: 12, 11, 9, 8, 8. His receiving yards since week 13, 95, 70, 96, 47, 120. And he has no touchdowns at all in that time, in that span. Not his fault. Something that will be rectified if they draft a new signal caller, which I think they probably will do. I don't think Ritter is their future. I think they know that. They might even try and get into the QB game, which they won't have a shot because there's not enough weapons. It's not an attractive landing spot for a Brady or a Lamar or an A-Rod via trade. But I think they may draft somebody. They got a really high draft selection, top 10 pick. I'm going to say Drake London Gold is a boom.
Remains on fire.
Ron?
I'm not in love with London.
No.
I think there's a lot of situations there, and I'm going to say bust.
Okay. Well, there you have it. London Gold. Not. I thought that for sure was. We're both going to be on top of that one. Devontae Adams, 30 years old. Mitch wants us to talk about D. Adams. Now, Adams might be 30, and does he turn? Let's see. Devontae Adams. Let me get back to Devontae Adams. He is currently 30 years old. He just turned 30 on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas and happy birthday, D. Adams. Okay, so D. Adams just turned 30. What do I say? Same thing with Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp turns 30 this season. So Adams and Cooper Kupp are in the same exact boat. The same exact boat. You can be elite your 30 age season. You can be elite your 31 year season as long as you're not turning 32. Turning 32 years old and walking into week 1 at the age of 32 is similar to being 27 and being an RB. So the fact that he's not even close to that point, I'm going to say he's got 2 years left like Cooper Kupp, so this is an easy smash for me. D. Adams, fire.
Remains on fire.
Ron?
I agree. I think he's a boom.
Not to mention, Ron, as I've talked about with this graphic here, we've got a bunch of potential landing spots for these quarterbacks right here. Miami, the Raiders, the Jets, and I almost guarantee the Raiders are such an attractive landing spot. Location-wise, Devontae Adams alone, who knows what happens with Josh Jacobs or if they draft an RB or whatever. They could be a team that drafts Bijan Robinson. So if they drafted Bijan Robinson or they use that pick to trade for Aaron Rodgers somehow, you never know what could happen. But I almost guarantee that one of these three quarterbacks or a situation that's very good and potent ends up landing in Las Vegas in 2023. So if it's not Rodgers, it's Tom Brady or Lamar. What say you, Ron, to that?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's see if we can find a new name. Let's do one more here, and then we got to get to the premiere.
You have Zay Jones, Najee in there.
Najee, let's do Najee. Woo! Najee Harris, you little rascal, you got all of our hopes up in 2022, and yet you faltered. However, you kind of came back to life a little bit here and there in 2022 at the end. I'm going to say that Najee doesn't fire, but he's more likely to be on that end of the spectrum than the bust spectrum. And I think he'll be a little healthier and all that. Maybe we hear more about his foot. Maybe it was excuses. Maybe his foot wasn't even that bad, but he's going to blame it on the foot. Regardless, I think Najee Harris deserves a second chance. He looked really good as a rookie. He's looked explosive at times. I still think he's got the skill set. And really it comes down to Pittsburgh's offense. Hopefully they can improve walking into next year. I'm going to say more likely boom than bust, but I don't feel really good about this one. Ron?
Remains on
I
fire.
actually feel better about it than you do, and it's not just because I'm a Steelers fan, but he was running strong at the end of the year. And I think part of that is they figured out how to use Jaylen Warren to complement him. And so, yeah, I think they're going to be a good 1-2 punch next year. I think they're going to be a boom, both of them.
All right, and then the last one was Hopkins. I like the Zay Jones one. We'll try and do Zay if we can. Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins. Talk of trade rumors right now. DeAndre Hopkins getting traded out of Arizona. I don't like what I'm hearing because we need Kyler Murray to have his, when he's rolling outside of the pocket, he gets a wide receiver that catches the football better than any other wide receiver in the NFL when said quarterback is outside of pocket. That's Hopkins. He learned how to catch the football from a scrambling quarterback in Houston when he played football with Deshaun Watson. So to lose DeAndre Hopkins, the safety net for this Kyler Murray I can't see over the offensive line and I'm healing from a torn ACL, I don't like the idea of this for my Cardinals. They shouldn't be trading away Hopkins. But Hopkins said goodbye, essentially, to his fan base. And he also took the Cardinals off his social media. There's no. I mean, he's wearing a couple. There's images and stuff that he left on there, but he doesn't represent the Cardinals in his social media bios or anything. So it sounds like he's as good as gone. I do believe that the Cardinals will trade him to a situation that will probably have a good quarterback situation. I think the Bears are a real high likelihood, in my opinion, to acquire DeAndre Hopkins. He's older, so the asking price isn't going to be extreme. And I think the Bears, they need a wide receiver very, very badly. And they've got so many needs in the NFL draft. They may not need to spend it on a high wide receiver if they can trade for a D Hopkins. Fields to Hopkins, I think that could be a pretty good combination. I'm going to say boom for one more year.
Remains on fire.
Ron?
I'm skeptical on Hopkins next year simply because don't know where he's going to be traded to. So right now, I'm going to have to say bust.
Yeah, and he turns 31 right before the season, or in June. So this will be his final year where I can buy in because, like I said earlier, 30 and 31, as long as you haven't turned 32, especially when you're just turning 31, you have one more year left in my book based on the data. So Hopkins having one more season will be good. Hopkins to the Patriots, heck no, bro. If he goes to the Patriots, I'm out. That's where you go to die if you're a fantasy football wide receiver. Let's go to Zay Jones. Zay's interesting. This is the last one. Then we got to get to the premiere. Zay Jones is interesting because
you have to do DeAndre Swift. You have to do DeAndre
Swift. We got to hurry up then. Zay Jones is interesting because Zay Jones is getting Calvin Ridley. They're going to potentially draft more wide receivers or be active in free agency. Kirk is still there. He's still the highest paid wide receiver. You've got Ingram, the tight end, looking like a wide receiver. So there are a lot of mouths to feed. I'm going to say I love Zay Jones, but with Ridley there, with the mouths to feed, I don't know that Zay can be consistent. So if anybody's expecting crazy high-end wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2 numbers, you could be disappointed. Would I draft him as my 4th wide receiver in hopes that I'm wrong because I've seen the talent? Yes, but I'm going to be a little bit fearful that the value could be consistent with all those mouths to feed. And ETN, I'm going to say decline.
On the decline.
Ron?
Well, Ridley doesn't have a relationship built up with Lawrence, whereas Zay has built that relationship up. So I don't know. I'm going to say that he's more of a boom than a bust.
Okay. Last one, DeAndre Swift. Oh God. Depends on his ADP. I'm going to guess that his ADP is going to be very reasonable. So under that context, I would say that since he didn't, explode down the stretch the whole way, he was very disappointing again. I'm going to say he's no higher than a 5th or 6th round pick. And I could see some people saying I won't even draft him in the 5th round. So in that context, I like him. But I think because he hasn't proven anything in terms of longevity yet, you got to be more skeptical than be hopeful. So I'm going to put on the decline, or I'm going to pass. But I will tell you that if the price is right, I'll swing back around and scoop him up and just keep him on my bench. Ron?
Yeah, he's a bust for me.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't like him from the beginning. I'll admit you were on top of that one. But he's got so much talent, but talent's only half the battle. Okay, guys, we are T-minus 2 minutes. Ron, I'm going to let you jump. I'm gonna do my exit here, and then we're gonna get in. And they got a live premiere right after this on the main channel. Just go to the channel, you'll see it right there. It's premiering. It's the top 15 quarterbacks for 2023 redraft. So Ron, appreciate you.
Yep, appreciate you. See you in there, Smitty.
I don't know if you know, but I played your song at the beginning of the show. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that you did that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate you. Later.
All right, later.
I am out of here, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a live premiere to get. We got to get to the ball, Cinderellas. So join me in just 1 second over on the channel here. Don't leave. We're doing a live premiere right now. Dynasty talk. We'll do a Dynasty show tonight. We're doing a live show, the midnight show on Thursday night. We normally do. We'll do that. We'll also do a Dynasty show as well tonight. For right now, jump on over to the premiere. It's T-minus, I'd say 2 minutes away. 2 minutes away on this channel. You'll see it there. I'll be in the live chat talking with all of you. Your boy Smitty appreciates you. I work for you. 94 people still in here. Please punch that thumb up button on your way out the door. We only have 54 thumbs up, so I would appreciate it if we could get that number to match 91 and 91. So please punch the thumb up on your way out the door. Also know that now that it's slowing down a little bit, I know my hardcore people are with me all year long. We're a 365 operation, but I will be answering pretty much every comment in the comment section of every video for the first 24 to 48 hours of a video drop. So that's your opportunity to have direct access to me. So don't not use that opportunity, because it helps the engagement of the channel, helps me grow, and it helps you get answers to questions you might have. I'll see you all on the live premiere right now on the channel. It's going right now. Get in there. I'll be in the live chat. See you later. Here's the link to the video in case you guys need the link right now or you want to click right to it. Here's the link. Video. I'm going to pin it. Go jump into that video right now. See you all over there.